This is going to be a showcase on Daji and Yushu on APAP. So with this team, I can get a consistent 4 turns run. My previous team, the RNG to get a 4 turn is very high because I need to rely on Feng Shun's Heaven's Will buff to get the attack buff on my Ggez, right? This one, if I don't land the attack buff on my Ggez, then it's not going to be a 4 turn. But with Jing, it's going to be very consistent. Now, if you take a look at the leaderboard, there's already a 3 turns of APAP. I already called it. Jing is going to be part of the 3 turns APAP. And the other component that I didn't think about is actually R2 Daji. You do need to have an R2 Daji for this to work. When your allies die, she will use the S3 on the boss, which means she doesn't need to take a turn for her to do her S3 nuke. And that's why you can get like a 3 turns run on APAP. So far, APAP is the only one that you can consistently get 3 turns. In the other Ritual Miracle, you cannot. One for type disadvantage, and also because the other bosses doesn't have a retaliation mechanic like APAP does, where if you do a certain number of hits, APAP will just counter attack you back, right? And then that unit dies. The unit with the highest poison stacks will die, and then Daji will counter attack with her S3. But again, I don't have an R2 Daji, so I can't really use that. I did max out her skills. Her S3 is now maxed out, and the reason why I couldn't do this in the first place before I got a Daji is because my armor didn't have enough damage to clear the second wave. So let me show you real quick. Right now, I'm gonna remove my Daji for a bit just to show you an example. So my armor without a Daji in the second wave, he only has 10 stacks, and he cannot kill off the main guy with just 10 stacks. So right there, only a slither of HP left, and it's just not enough for me. If I had an R6 armor, then this would be feasible without a Daji. But with Daji, she not only helps me with the puppet art to add a little bit of damage taken to the boss, but she also helps me with the true damage that she provides from her funeral rite stacks. So right here, true damage is equals to 15% of Daji's attack. Triggers once per target per turn when your allies attack, right? So let me just show you real quick the run. It's pretty consistent because also keep in mind, Daji reduces the boss's resistance to 0, or not 0, it's a minus 100% resist, right? So which means my Yushu, even though she doesn't have like 80% accuracy, she can still land the seer debuff pretty consistently. There we go. And at this point, I can just kill off with Daji. It does need a little bit of RNG for me to land the crits on Daji. If I had like a more stacked out Brewster, then it's not gonna rely that much on Daji critting. But since my Brewster is not the best, I still do need to rely on a little bit of damage from my Brewster right here. She does comparable damage to Steward, which is very good. She's not only doing damage, right? She's also providing the puppet art, which gives me plus 20% additional damage. So yeah, let me just do a few blitz. If you don't have enough damage, then you might want to pump up your Brewster's damage a little bit further, or your Daji's damage a little bit further. There we go. It's pretty consistent to score 4 turns. I think the reason why I don't score 4 turns is when my Yushu fails to land the seer debuff on the first hit, which means on Narmer's turn, right? You know what, let me change his relics real quick and give him a little bit more damage. Alright, he has a little bit more attack. Again, I do need to keep his accuracy up high because I need to land the defense break on the first turn when Narmer gets the turn, right? And then Narmer is on light set to give him 1 additional buff for his S3. On thunder set as well, give him as much crit rate as possible, and you need him above 132 speed. You need R2 Ethan right here. On the Ggez set, this 4-piece set doesn't matter. And then Daji is on thunder set, light set. Also, the reason why you want light set on her is because you need 3 buffs. 2 buffs from Ethan. R2 Ethan gives you the magic tune and the Ggez set buff. And then with Daji on the light set, that's 3 buffs. So when she does her S3, my Jing will follow up, right? So Jing just pump as much damage on her as possible, and also with a little bit of accuracy as well. I just realized I'm missing a harmony set. So what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try to put my Narmer on harmony set and see how that goes. Alright, let's try harmony set Narmer this time around. Not the best set. He has pretty low crit damage, not the best attack as well, but if I can clear the first 2 waves with a harmony set Narmer, then this is going to be better. Let's see here. Nah, not enough. Let's do just a few more blitz and then we'll call it a day. I'll show you the maybe like the okay, what the hell, 10 turns run. I think that's when I don't land the defense break. Again, when I land the defense break, I think it's pretty much guaranteed to be a 4 turns. There we go, 4 turns, 4 turns. Okay, we'll take a look at the 6 turns as well. And also, my game, for whatever reason, after I reinstalled it, it starts to lag like shit. Like, look at this. I'm gonna have to restart the game. This is unbearable. Okay, hopefully the game doesn't start lagging after just like 5 seconds into the game. Alright, 4 turns, 4 turns, 9 turns, 12 turns, what the hell? Alright, so there's a 20% chance for me to fail the first defense break. So again, most of the time you're gonna see 4 turns, but on the off chance, like 20% time, you will see like maybe 10 turns or maybe like 6 turns, something like that, if my Brewster doesn't land the defense break, right? But if everything goes right and my Yushu manages to land the seer debuff on the first hit as well, then it should be a 4 turns. Again, when on 10 turns is when I don't land the defense break on the boss twice, or maybe like, yeah, this is terrible RNG. I didn't land the defense break on the boss at all, so 0 defense break and it's still 10 turns. Okay, we did land the defense break with Ethan, but it's like almost towards the end, right? So Ethan didn't really do much right there. So yeah, there we go. And it's pretty consistent because Daji has that mechanic that when your allies die, they will guarantee take the turn and cleanse all debuffs on them, right? This team is going to be pretty much 100% clearance rate for APAP, and it's pretty fast as well. Again, when I get to R2 Daji, then 3 turns of APAP is going to be way easier. You just need one of your units to die, and then Daji can just retaliate with her S3 so that she doesn't need to take a turn, right? Right now, my Daji needs to take a turn to cast the S3. So with this team right now, Daji is pretty much my substitute nuker as opposed to running Steward. She's not, she's not just a nuker in this team. She's also helping my Narmer to clear the second wave. Maybe we can land a full 4 turns. Again, there's a 20% chance for me to fail the defense break on the first hit, which is why you see some 4 turns. 6 turns is when I don't land the seer debuff. Okay, so Jing is gonna miss the seer debuff. No, I actually missed the defense break and it's still 6 turns. So first defense break miss is still 6 turns. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's not bad. 6 turns, and the one that I missed was actually a defense break on the first hit. And yeah, that's about it. Daji and Jingwei is really good. I already maxed out my Daji and I'm gonna use her in Desolate Lands. I'm also gonna try her out in the bossing contents, Falsetto Fantasy, and we'll see how big of a nerf Jingwei's nerf is. But I think for Fafnir, she is still going to be the same. You will still be able to run her in the 10-turn Fafnir team or 5 turns if you have a Mateo, right? And then for APAP, for now I do need to rely a little bit on her damage, but if I get Daji's Divinate, then I don't need to rely on her damage at all anymore. So once I get Daji's Divinate, then this team can consistently score 4 turns even with Jingwei's nerf. So yeah, that's about it. Ciao. Alright, I summoned for her Divinate off camera and I did a 10 run. Look at this run. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 6. With her Divinate, like I said just now, I no longer need to rely on Jingwei's damage. I just need to land the debuffs, and that's pretty much it, right? So 4.2 turns lands us in the 9th spot. Not bad, not bad. It's kind of crazy that even the 4 turns is dropping below 7th spot at this point. But yeah.